told me left off, it's Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. Being, when I first became a critic, as it were, I didn't grow up with a lot of great movies, so I had to seek them out for myself. And I got quite a few, and then I made my first call on what the greatest movie I ever saw was. The first one that I said is the greatest ever. The first one was Psycho. Psycho is an adaptation of the Robert Bloch novel. It was directed by Hitchcock, who was at the time, he was already a big director, but he took things down a gear by having a TV crew rather than a film crew, a low budget, and shot on the black and white camera.
This is the first movie where a flushing toilet was filmed.
It opens with Janet Leigh's character, Marion Crane, who's having an affair with a married man, I think. Now, they can't be together. He's got business. He's got to go away. So, in a sort of love-sick act of desperation in order to be with her lover, she embezzles, I think, $40,000 from her employer's client.
Yeah.
And she drives cross-country to meet with her lover, who's flown away. And along the way, she gets caught in a rainstorm and has to pull over to a roadside hotel. The Bates Motel. The manager of the hotel is, in a bit of a departure from the novel, a very mild-mannered, very timid, mild-mannered young man named Norman Bates. She stays at the hotel for, she suspects, just the night, but there are circumstances, which I'm not going to mention, that kind of halt her plans. Being Alfred Hitchcock, anyone who knows who Alfred Hitchcock is, I don't really need to say, because he has that sort of style where he can create suspense out of thin air. That's there. There you go.
Alfred Hitchcock is one of those.
He's a master.
It's an Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah. Well, because Hitchcockian is an adjective now, described like a suspense thriller. But this isn't a thriller, because it is a horror thing, because that scene in question, I mean, people were freaking out in the theater. This is 1960, and this pushed the envelope for violence and for sex in movies back then.
Also, people were offended by the toilet, which is my favorite thing ever.
I think you made that one up. They were offended by the toilet. Well, they'd never seen one before.
Yeah. Well, not on cinema.
No.
That's not something you film.
To me, this makes horror films an art. I think in 1960, this is the one that made horror films legitimate. Would you agree? At about 1960, this is because you had your monster movies, but no one took them seriously.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but even then, they were monster movies. They were freak shows.
Yeah.
But 1960, I think this is the one that made them legitimate. Yeah. So, performances, particularly Anthony Perkins as Norman Bates.
He's so good.
Yeah. Without doing, he doesn't chew scenery. He's not over the top.
He's not Vince Vaughn.
I should have asked you not to talk about the remake, which is shot by shot the original.
Yeah.
Which is with worse actors. Sorry.
Anyway, my number 4 is The Wolfman.
Okay, yeah.
From 1941.
Yeah. Having said that Frankenstein was my favorite of these kinds of things, it's obviously not my list.
That's why I was glad Frankenstein was on your list, because you were Frankenstein.
Did you write Frankenstein after this?
I did.
But basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, Frankenstein's better.
Lon Chaney Jr. and Bela Lugosi's in this one.
Yeah.
And it's about... Okay, anyway, Larry Talbot, he goes back to his home country of Wales after his brother dies to reconcile with his estranged father. And whilst he's there, he becomes enthralled with this lady who runs a shop, and he buys a cane with a silver wolf's head on top. And she tells him that it symbolizes the werewolf. And later, he's saving his lady friend's best friend from what he thinks is a wolf attack. And he kills it with his silver head, and in the process he ends up getting bit on the chest. And it turns out that this wolf that he killed was actually the son of this gypsy lady who he goes to see and tells him that he is going to turn into a werewolf. And then
Eventually, he does.
he does.
But he knows, and I like this because it's basically a man against himself.
It is, yes.
And then everyone else against the monster that no one knows that he is.
Yeah.
I like this more than a lot of other old horror movies in that it doesn't make you wait around, because there are a lot of plot points like that. It's kind of complicated. Because you've got Bela Lugosi who's the gypsy. He's got the cane. There's that thing about the symbol in the hand that he sees. And there's a lot of different elements here. It doesn't make you wait around.
No.
But it's also nowhere near as good as, say, Frankenstein. And Lon Chaney Jr. is obviously a legend in his own right.
Yes.
This is 1941, so this is about a decade after Frankenstein. And
it's one of the iconic movie monsters.
yeah.
Oh,
the dad from The Wolfman is Claude Rains, who is the Invisible Man.
Who also gets left out. It's quite sad.
What, the Invisible Man?
Yeah.
I thought about having that on my sci-fi list, but I didn't.
When you look up the movie monsters, it comes with Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein, and the Mummy. But then, if you go for the whole set, it's Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, the Mummy, Phantom of the Opera, Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein, and Hunchback.
Quasimodo.
Yeah. But Hunchback gets left out every time.
Quasimodo.
I'm gonna call him Hunchback.
It's like calling